Hello, and welcome to the Light Institute Sunday Meditation at the Sanctuary of Light. For those of you who are joining us in this meditation for the first time, we divide it into 3 parts. On the first part, we ask our divine higher self to take a form for us. Our higher self is the intuitive essence of your soul. It's your own inner voice, so it allows you to align to what is true for you and who you really are. We ask our higher self to take form, to touch our body, and to enter in meditation as our higher selves. And then I will do a little Om, so that you can push your button after each of these 3 parts of our meditation, and therefore sit in meditation for as long as you like. The second part of the meditation is where we practice the art of radiance. We need light on this planet right now. And so we imagine that we're drawing white light from the cosmos down through the top of our heads, down into our stomach, our solar plexus. This is the center of the emotional body. And so it quickens us, leads us out of our daily chatter and brings us into a more expanded self. And we radiate that white light out from our solar plexus across the planet and back into the sky, so that we are participating as a source of light on this planet that needs it so much at this time. So you want to continually draw it in and extend it out. You can do this with your breath or not. You can breathe in, draw the white light down, and exhale across the planet and back into the sky. And then another Om. The third part of our meditation, people ask us to meditate in particular situations on the planet so that we are always participating. It gives us purpose, and it uplifts us to contemplate or to focus on other things. This week, because our planet is truly on fire, I would like to meditate on calming the fires, dissolving the fires completely, and also specifically the winds. Years ago, my higher self said that wind and water would be 2 of the major issues on the planet, and that is what is happening now. So if we calm the winds, we will be able to help those who are courageously fighting these fires around the planet and destroying so much. So let us meditate and use our consciousness to release that fire of the planet that expresses the fire within us by calming the winds and going on so that new growth, new life can come from the ashes. And then we have another part of the meditation which is called knowings, which we will embark upon after our meditation, whereby again people bring questions to us to uplift ourselves and everyone who's listening, questions that are important to the hearts of those who bring the questions. We'll begin with our breath. Close your eyes. We're going to breathe in through our nose and even more slowly exhale through our mouths, like that. Because when you exhale, you bring your brain into a slower pulse, and it opens the meditative alpha state in the body. Ready? Breathe in through your nose and exhale slowly. And once again, breathe in through your nose and exhale slowly. And feel your brain slowing down and your consciousness expanding. And ask your higher self, the intuitive essence of your soul, your own inner voice, to take a form for you. It could be a light, or a being, or a tree, or an animal, or even an equation. See what form comes to you at this moment. And now, ask your higher self to touch your body where you hold your own divine essence. And imagine your higher self touching anywhere on your body. Breathe into that touch. Breathe into that touch. That's it. And now draw your higher self into your body through that place of touching, so that you can imagine that you are sitting with the vibration, with the spiritual essence of your true self, your higher self. Om. Take a deep breath into your body and reach up into the cosmos until you can find a beautiful beam of white light and magnetize it down through the top of your head. Feel that beam coming down into your body, into your solar plexus, your stomach, and from there laser that white light out across the planet and back into the sky. And again, breathe in, draw the white light down, and extend it out, and continue to do that. And feel how that drawing the brilliant light, everything is made of light from the cosmos, passing it through your body and extending it out into the planet, creates this beautiful hologram of fluidity, of energy that quickens your frequency, brings you home to your true self. Om. Breathe deeply into your body and bring into your mind's eye the fires. You can see the fires on the entire planet. Maybe fires in Turkey or Greece or United States or Europe, Asia, anywhere where there's terrible fires burning. Bring them into your mind's eye now. And feel the participatory energy of the wind that's expanding the fires and the destruction. And we're going to extend light to the wind so that it calms, and then the fires dissolve and are being released. And even imagine new growth coming from those charred areas. That's the cycle of life. So now, again, breathe in and allow your body, your higher self, to show you any areas that are important to you where there is fire destroying plants, structures, earth, people. And extend your consciousness to that area, or there may be more than one area that you perceive. And focus on the wind. Allow yourself to perceive the wind. The wind wants to blow. But if we send light to the wind, it could sleep. It could be peaceful, so that's a gentle wind, not a wind that is whipping up the fire. And ask that wind what frequency of light it needs to sleep now, to dissolve away. Whatever color comes into your consciousness, imagine that you're drawing a beam of that light, that color, from the cosmos down through the top of your head, and you're extending it out through your solar plexus to exactly the place of fire, and that wind is quieting, it's sleeping, because through the light you have given the wind what it needs, and so it can sleep now and rest and be gentle. And then breathing deeply, feel as if you're sending that frequency of light into all the fires. So wind and fire are being nourished by that cosmic light, that color that came to you. and receiving that light. The wind and the fire are quieted. The fire is released. Mm-hmm. And now, when you feel that shift, the quietness, the fire dissolving, the wind sleeping, and just imagine the earth bringing forward new life, new trees, new plants, new animals. So bring that, take a picture of that in your mind's eye to hold that, so that the earth is healed from the fire, which is purifying, but can bring forth light and life from its existence. And now take a deep breath into your body and open your eyes. Thank you for doing that. And if you would continue to do it, if you hear it in the news immediately, what color does it need now from me? For the fire to distinguish, for the wind to calm. Just keep doing that, and it will have an effect, because our consciousness influences this beautiful Gaia planet upon which we live. And now we'll go to the next part, the knowings part, and see what questions have come this week and from where. Alison will give us the questions.
The first question is from Valencia, Spain.
Hello, Spain.
Dear Chris, I heard your answer about omens last week, and I just had to ask you about something that happened to me. A few years ago, I traveled to Santa Fe. You were traveling at the time, and I was sorry not to see you for a consultation. But I did see your beautiful Light Institute in Galisteo, and was so enamored with the loving light there. After being in Galisteo, I went to the plaza in Santa Fe and bought a beautiful Native American fetish to remind me of New Mexico. Then, immediately, wonderful things started happening to me, and I carry this magical animal with me all the time. I feel it is a protective presence. Please tell me what you think of fetishes. Are they magic, or do I just wish it so?
Yes. Oh, they are magic. Why are they magic? First of all, the fetish that you got was hand-carved. And so the energy of the person that was carving it went into that as it saw it. It looked at a stone and it said, that's a bear, or that's an eagle, or that's a turtle, or whatever it is to them, and they carved it. So as they carved it, they held the image that they were making. To the Native American, each animal has a medicine. They call it their medicine. And that medicine has to do with the characteristics that they offer up. And that's why they've always been sacred, and why the Zunis and other Pueblo Indians have created fetishes. Because a fetish has to be given to someone. So if you bought the fetish, give it a rub as if someone had given it to you, because, or think of it this way, that the person from whom you bought it gave it to you. So it's a gift in your life, and maybe that's part of the reason where suddenly things started to change for you. Because there's a consciousness in it, and consciousness permeates everything. And so whatever kind of animal came to you, you might want to look that up, because a bear has certain kind of qualities, and a coyote has another, and an eagle has another. So those qualities are being magnetized into you right now, and they may be exactly what you needed in order to magnetize to yourself new adventures, new possibilities. Now, some people think of fetishes like they do talismans. They're not talismans. They're not there to protect you. They're there to gift to you those qualities, to pass psychogenetically, is the word my higher self uses, psychogenetically to you the qualities that they hold as the kind of animal they are. And those qualities begin to open within you, again, those possibilities as you enact those qualities. So you might find that your thought forms or your emotions or the possibilities around you, the people that are around you, things begin to change because of the energy that was placed in the stone of that fetish. I love fetishes. I hope that you are feeding yours blue cornmeal. It's because that's the way of honoring and giving back. The Native American tradition is all about the giving back, the taking in and the giving back. And so you want to feel as if this is a friend, this is real. And I'm going to sneeze because of the pollens here. That this is real. And it's great that you're carrying it with you, but think of it as an enhancement, an amplification of who you are and what you can represent and what you can do with the qualities that you have in your life. So you might carry it with you, but treat it as something that is real. Touch it every day. And that fetish, whatever kind you chose at that moment of getting it in New Mexico, will continue to help you to bring the best and the most into your life and to give it back into the world around you through this material thing that represents exactly those qualities. So great love and love your fetish. Allison.
The second question is from Bath, England. How can I let go of my past when others around me will not stop reminding me of it, even though I am no longer remotely the person I used to be? Nothing I do stops them from throwing my past actions in my face. I'm ready to toss the lot and move on. Thank you in advance for your advice.
Oh, that's something that happens to all of us. It especially happens in families. It especially happens when our karmic relationship, we choose our family, we choose our friends, we choose our employees or our employers, all of that come to us because of karma, because we've known them in other lifetimes, with all of the themes that were there in our relationship. And so this is why when you go back for Christmas or you go back for a holiday, you tend to fit right back where you were as a child in that sort of totem pole energy. I would say there are two aspects of that. The first aspect is very important, and that is where we do the looks within kind of conversation. Look and see whatever they're throwing at you as how they see you or what you always did in the past or who you were, all of that. See if you are still activating some of those behavior qualities. Because if you're still complaining about this or doing that, then that creates an association with them to immediately see you in the past. This happens in families. You're grown up now and you've become wonderful and strong, and they still see you as a little child who did this or this or this. So look inside and see if by chance any of those things that were part of your personality or part of the way you treated them or lived in your life are still present. And then get rid of them. And it's easy to get rid of them. Where am I holding that quality that they're talking about or that behavior is? And where is it in my body? Imagine a place in your body. Go to that place in your body and ask it what frequency of light, because everything is made of light, it needs to be released. It's no longer useful. It's no longer a pattern that you have. So you release it. The moment you get a color, you just suck it right into that place in your body and fill that place in your body and allow light to dissolve whatever that is and release it. So that you truly know that you are not that you are not still playing out. Because again, you might with somebody else in your life be wonderful and not show any of those qualities, but as soon as you get close to those people who were a part of your past, you start enacting for them that person you were. So it's not really just their problem of seeing you that way. You're actually participating in it. Get rid of the pattern, and they can't see it in you. The second part is communicating, saying to them, You see me as this, and perhaps I see you as that, and I'm no longer there. That is past, and yours is past too. So let's come together in new ways and find how we connect in new, wonderful ways in our relationships that are not based on the past. Let the past be part of the magic of coming together, of knowing each other, but not being stuck in that place, but seeing each other. My higher self, which was given by a great guru once, and I heard this, and I loved it. I've always used it. See God in each other. So you want to communicate to them that you want them to see you as you are now. But you have to show them who you are now. And if you show them who you are now and they still hold on to the past because they're identifying themselves by projecting on you, so they create this sort of confrontational kind of thing that they can continue with you, or that they can be who they were in the past. Maybe they thought of themselves as in the totem pole structure above you and you're below, and they want to keep that up in the past. Communicate to them, because sometimes people have no awareness, no understanding of that energy. It's part of the way I got into this work, is that I saw that you could be 60 and still playing out the role you were in your family, or in a marriage or another relationship you had. You're still carrying on that energy. You don't have to. It's easy to get rid of it. You get rid of it through consciousness. So you communicate to them that you notice that they're still thinking of you in that way, and that you would like them to think of you as who you are now. And you want to think of them, and this is the trick, you want to think of them as a new person in your life. That gives them a chance to be a person you like, or a person that you choose, and a person that you see in the beauty of who they are. And that helps them to not be defensive. So you communicate these things. And then, if there's somebody that can't let go of your past, you can let go. Even if it's a blood relative, you can acknowledge them and honor them, and you can go on. And you don't have to keep them in your daily conversation as to who you are. It's not as hard as we think. So often we hang on to relationships because somewhere inside us we think we couldn't get a better one. And at least you have a relationship, you're not alone. All of those emotional things need to go away. You always have your higher self. You always have your inner child. You always have your true self. And your true self will create a magnetism that goes out through your auric field and attracts to you new people who see you in who you are now, in a more expanded and more beautiful and balanced way. And so if somebody cannot do that, don't be afraid to let them go. But my higher self says there is always a trick to letting someone go. You must, in your mind's eye, release them with love. So for example, you could bring them into your mind's eye and say, what frequency of light, what color do you need in your mind, not to them? What color do you need from me to be released of our karma and be released completely from my life? If you send that that color, they have to choose. They choose a color, and then you pull that color like we did in meditation before. You pull that color down through the top of your head. You extend it out to them, so you're not using your own energy. And you give them the color that they need from you spiritually. And it either changes who they are, or they easily go out of your life. But you never say, I'm not having you in my life, goodbye, and hold in your emotional body that doesn't know time that conversation. I should have said this, it's their fault, all of that chatter. That will just magnetize to you people who replay that same thing. So you want to come to a place where you are done. You've given them the light, you've given them the gift they need, and you go on. And as you go on, they either join you or they go away, but they go away peacefully, and you do not attract that back into your life. It's easy. Be courageous, be peaceful, and know your own truth. Allison.
The last question is from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in the USA. Dear Chris, I have terribly unruly hair that that I have had to struggle with all my life, and the humidity here in Baton Rouge doesn't help. What is it about hair that makes it so prominent in our lives? Is there such a thing as hair karma? I think I would rather shave my head than put up with this anymore, but somehow I'm not sure that would solve my emotional disposition toward my hair.
Exactly.
I know this question may sound silly, but it means a lot to me. I would appreciate any insight you can offer. Many thanks.
So sweet. Well, let me console you and say that I don't know a person who doesn't complain about their hair. And there are, those of us who have sort of straight hair always would like to have the curly hair. And the curly hair says it stands out like a fuzz and I don't want it. We put goop on it so it's not so curly. And yet, what we know about the hair is that, of course, this is actually dead. If you have it analyzed, it'll tell you if you're lacking a mineral or whatever. But it's this new growth that does something for you. But our hair shapes our face, and we are all sort of talking heads. We think of ourselves from this. We think of ourselves as this face that radiates out, and it is. When you are angry but you pretend to be sweet, it shows in your face. Our face tells everything and everyone can read it. And the hair is the halo around the face that gives it texture, that gives it a conversation. So if we don't like our face, or we don't like our hair, something's going on with our face too, isn't it? Or, again, the bottom line is our representation of who we are. We feel we should be more beautiful, or we should look like that person, or we should be different, instead of, this is who I am. See me, know me, and we will have happiness, and I will have peace with my body and my hair. Now the Native Americans grow their hair because they say, which is true, that it has their history. And so their hair is a part of their story, and the story of their father's father's father, and their mother's mother's mother. So they grow that hair, and they wear it. And the Sikhs do the same. They bundle it up, but they're holding that hair. That's a part of their story. In other traditions, they shave that hair that say, that's a part of your personality, that's a part of your sense of self, get rid of it. And then there will just be you. So you could take it from any of these perspectives. But the most important thing, because again, the hair will grow back and you have to shave it off again. The most important thing is that you begin to know that that's part of what was given to you, like the color of your eyes, the size of your body, any of those things. It's who you are. So what I would say, because when you're saying, I hate my hair, you're actually abusing your hair. And the more you say, I hate my hair, the more your hair will not do what you want it to do, and it will not comfort you. Oh, I wanted to add another thing about that curly hair, because we say, there's this expression that says, people with curly hair have more magnetism. They have more power. You can think of it in a way just like our genetics, that the kinking in the hair holds energy. There are parts of the brain that have these folds in them. And the more you have of those folds, the more you have those qualities of the brain. And so if your hair gets fuzzy or is very curly, just know that it's increasing your magnetism. And I see this on people with very curly hair. That is very true. There's a power that comes, definitely from this halo part of our bodies. And so this is what you want to do. Imagine your hair, and imagine it just as it is. It's very curly, or it's very straight, or it's very thin, or it's very thick, whatever it is. And say, hair, what color do you need from me to feel my love and my acceptance and my gratitude for you, because you compose a part of my true self. And then here inside, whatever color that is, and imagine that you're drawing that color directly into your hair, and that your hair is filling up with that color, that says the opposite of I hate you or this is a bad hair day, but says I accept you and I love my hair because it's part of who I am. And we all need to accept who we are and to polish who we are and to know that that is radiating and telling the world who we are. And so love your hair, brush it, touch it, rub it, especially massaging your hair follicles so that the new hair that comes in with health, comes in with balance, and brings you that sense of the hologram of who you are. So a little tickle, I think it's a wonderful conversation to have because even men have this conversation, people around the world, children, old people, and we need to come and say, my hair is a part of my story, and treat it with love and great love to each and all of you. Until next week.